G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the Dokkan Awakening event for Piccolo, or otherwise the extreme release of Latent power. And basically this is a new Dokkan event that you can do to get the Dokkan Awakening medals for Piccolo Power Awakening, and of course for the INT Pan that is also on his banner. So pretty straightforward stuff, I want to say. Standard Dokkan event, nothing too crazy. You shouldn't really have any major problems with this. It should be pretty straightforward for you. So yeah, pretty much simple stuff. INT Pan, TEQ LR Piccolo, who a lot of people are starting to really like. And yeah, just in general, some pretty straightforward stuff. There is some special background music that will currently play during the event period. So while we're currently having this movie collaboration event part 3. But yeah, basically it's just a little bit of background music. Nothing too crazy. Everything's pretty straightforward. And most players shouldn't really have a bit of a problem. So yeah, in general, pretty simple affair, pretty simple stuff. Obviously Piccolo, I think as a unit, a lot of people are really starting to like. I think his lack of ki is a bit of a problem. It is something that still would be nice if it didn't exist, basically. It would be nice if he had ki, if he could really make things work. But obviously, not a major issue in terms of the overall performance of the unit. I think for the most part he just tends to be very strong anyway. His giant form is very strong. Having an active skill giant form is very powerful. His heal is very good, his damage reduction is very good, his additional damage reduction makes him very tanky. He gets up to speed very quickly, he greatly raises defense, so he's just got a lot that's going on. I think he's definitely the best tank in the game, and I think that's very much why people like him. Or if he's not the best tank in the game, he's probably within the top 3 tanks in the game, and his damage output is actually pretty impressive, and I think that's what's making a lot of people really excited to use him as a unit. I think a lot of people are enjoying the combination of having an incredibly tanky unit that also can hit pretty hard. He obviously needs to receive attacks, which is something. One thing I will state is his +2 ki for the rotation on hit is actually something that's really helpful and is actually pretty strong. So it's something really good, really helpful. Overall, I think it's actually pretty nice, I want to say. His +2 to the entire rotations ki, I actually think it's very helpful, and I think a lot of players are finding that his kit in general, especially his passive more so than anything, is really good. Obviously it's still up in the air, I guess, as to how long his link set will last. I think him being partnered or paired up with the Strength Piccolo also kind of matters. A lot of players are enjoying running Strength Piccolo on movie heroes, and I think the ability for him to line up with that Strength Piccolo is very important. One thing I will say with TEQ LR Piccolo that I will admit, and I do think it's important to point out, the leader skill is very okay. Battle of the Wits is still obviously a good category, and Superheroes is an okay category, but there's a little bit of synergistic problems between kind of building around the two. If you have like INT Pan or Physical LR Gohan, or if you have Piccolo himself, it does make it a lot easier to build a team. Whereas if you're trying to build a team as someone who doesn't have Piccolo and trying to use Piccolo, it's a bit of an issue. And even if you have Piccolo but you lack some of the more current units, it's still a bit of an issue. So that is one thing I will say. I will say it's definitely probably not the wonkiest leader skill, but it's definitely a little bit little bit on the downside for me. It does need you to have some more current units. Obviously the categories will expand, and Battle Wits is more than fine to work off of as a secondary category, but it is just something I do like to point out more so than anything else. But yeah, in general, Piccolo is a lot of fun to use. He is a really fantastic unit, and I do think you can get a lot of enjoyment out of him and a lot of progress. He's an incredibly powerful unit. Overall, he's just very good, and he does do a lot of great work as a unit as well. So yeah, I think in general, his kit, everything about him comes together nicely, and players are really starting to see that, so that's really cool. Obviously, in terms of the Dokkan Awakening event, there's nothing too crazy. There's no category boosts or anything like that. There's no advantageous characters or category boosts or anything. And yeah, in general, it's a pretty straightforward process. 70 or so medals for the LR Piccolo, and obviously you need 35 medals also for the Pan unit, which is okay. I think it's all kind of standard practice at this point to have these kind of medal counts from these events. Obviously, I think there is still a benefit to doing the events, and even if you don't have Piccolo, there are 2 Dragon Stones that you get from the event, which is cool. But also just remember as well that it also counts for some of the missions and things like that, and in future you may get Piccolo, or you may pull one of the general banner units. So generally I do like to farm the Dokkan events at least a couple times. Obviously for me it's a bit different, we do reviews and stuff on the units, so that does matter. But yeah, in general I would say you maybe want to look at just getting it done, getting some of it done, and everything like that. So yeah, but that's Piccolo's Dokkan Awakening event. Nothing too crazy. It took a little bit longer than Gohan's, but I think that was just because of rotations and not having necessarily the best of luck. But yeah, overall, pretty straightforward stuff. I think it's a pretty fun event. I think Piccolo is a really great unit, and yeah, I think if you are lucky enough to have Piccolo, then getting his medals is definitely something you should do. Or if you've got Pan, also give it a go, because Pan looks really good as well. So yeah, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care and bye.